Atiku, enough reading. So I want him to speak directly when they ask him questions, okay? Tunapa, Baba, I am still coming there. I mean, the tribal war going on because of the Lagos elections, Yorubas versus Igbos and all of that, eh? I'm coming to that part, eh? We'll just finish with this Atiku part. Then we'll get to Lagos. I'm actually interested in that conversation. A lot of you are actually seeing what do you call it? Chronic bigotry, tribalism, racism. You are all witnessing what this can do, yeah? It was the same last week. And if you ask me, majority of them, apart from the noise you are seeing on social media, right? Let us be honest. Let's be honest. Last week, okay, they played this tribal thing. So you will think, and I actually believe that if INEC had declared Obi as the winner, if they did everything right, that Armageddon that has been temporarily suspended now would have been activated, because a lot of them would never believe it. Some still didn't believe that Obedient would put up that kind of show. Me personally didn't believe it too. And that is why when I look at those who are now like masturbating over the fraudulent elections as expected, I just know that, listen, shame has different meaning to different Nigerians. Let's be honest, okay? They are not many. They're just noise. Okay, I think they have allowed them to spend the old money now. So maybe if they get paid, Baba, if they get paid, maybe they will come out now. These guys are just social media crickets. I expected them to come out in their millions, in their Lagos, to save Lagos, from those who wanted to come and take over Lagos. But guess what? They were relying on the violence. They were relying on the rigging. They were relying on the intimidation. So if we ask ourselves, how did that go? Let's be honest though. Their bigotry blinded them so even their leaders are bigoted. They are working to disenfranchise Igbos. But if you are a Yoruba, you have no problem. Yoruba, you know, as a Yoruba, you are not Omali. So they didn't focus on their Yorubas. And Lagos State, which is populated by different tribes from the Yoruba ethnic nationality, the Aworizo, and the rest of us there. So they ignore them. 75% of the population of Lagos is Yorubas. So they ignore them because they are so bigoted. Now, when they started counting the votes, now then they realize, say, where did this one come from? So you get, it seems that they haven't learned any lesson. They are still relying on that violence, as well as intimidation, and every other thing they have been using for a while. And I can bet this, I can bet my left ass, Yansh, whatever you witnessed last week, just think about times 4 of that. The level of violence you witnessed during the presidential review, you've alerted them. Unfortunately, they are not just going to unleash the violence on Igbos, even if they disguise that, okay? They are going to unleash this violence on even the Yorubas. It is going to be all out. I'm not trying to scare you, because I see that they haven't learned anything at all. They are doubling down. The person that they want to destroy, and they are trying to they are increasing the temple of a tribalism in Lagos. What is his name again? Badebo, Vivo, something. Badebo. They are claiming that because the guy, his mom is Igbo, his dad, Omoeko, like original Omoeko for real. Sure you get. Now, because his mama is Igbo, that makes him half Yoruba, half Igbo. For election time, no, there's nothing like half Yoruba, half Igbo. This one is Igbo. In fact, his name is Chinedu. But guess those who are saying all of those, they are mostly from those Araokes, those are GIGs, the same people that even the indigenes of Lagos will say, talk about discrimination and the kind of talk down on people, right? Look at this one. Look at this Owala, claiming land in Lagos. That's how we actually talk in Lagos, because I was born there, I was raised there. I've got family root dated back to 5 generations too in that Lagos. You know that Vivo, where they built the city hall in Lagos, the city hall of Lagos State, well, not Lagos State, the city hall of Lagos. It was built by Lagos, not Lagos State. Anyway, that land where they built the city hall on in Lagos is the family land of Digbadebo. That those ones who came from Iragbiji, Ikare Ekiti, Inye Ekiti are now throwing under the bus because of Kolu. So tribal worldview, is like racism. It is the worst of the worst kind of ignorance you can think of. It blinds people. It doesn't matter how educated they are. They are coming to take over our land, as if to say they are coming with guns. Oh yeah, give us your land or your life. Your land or your life, That's how they go. But we are not yet there. Let's go back to Atiku's presser. That's another part where we're asking him questions. I mean, let's complete that before we go to Lagos, Our Lagos. Make Omo Yibo. You want to go and vote for Omo Yibo? You want to go and vote for Omo Yibo? Omo Yibo ni Gbadebo. Meanwhile, Ade Gator, Omo Yemi Nigebu, is more Lagosians than the Viva Roads. The members, those who are like members of the first parliamentary, parliament house in Nigeria, in that same Lagos. But people who came from Ragbiji, Kare, Akoko, Yano, Woro, whatever. But we'll come to that. Let's go back to that presser. Okay.
That pursuing this cause, they are likely to get justice from the system as it is right now. Or do you have any doubt that there are issues that you want to consider around the judiciary? Thank you.
Thank you. That's the end of the question series. Now we will call on the presidential candidate to respond accordingly. Thank you.
Well, first and foremost, about the Labour Party, whether at the time Peter decided to leave PDP and join Labour Party, we had not, I believe, begun our primary process. So the question of whether he was going to get a ticket or not, did not arise. Yes, agreed, that is a fact. He took our votes from the southeast and south-south. And that, of course, would not make him a president. Sure. We all know that to be a president in this country, you need votes from everywhere. So, as far as I'm concerned, Peter is welcome to dialogue with PDP. We are ready to dialogue with him. So I don't think we will have any problem if he wants to dialogue with PDP. Either form an alliance or not. But I also want you to recall that I was the first candidate to say that because of the way Nigeria has been governed in the last 7 to 8 years, there has been deep divisions between North and South, East and West. And I said to Nigerians, if I happen to be elected president, the first thing I will do is to form a government of national unity. What do I mean by that? I mean, I will look at the performance of each political party and bring them into the government. So that first and foremost, we reunify this country and bring about peace and stability It is only when you do that, then you will be able to start developing the country, whether economically or otherwise. You cannot develop a country that is deeply divided, that is in crisis. So I was the first to commit to the formation of government of national unity. And I also have it on record that when I ran in 2019, I picked an Igbo man as a simply because I felt that after any other zone again, the next zone must be the South. In 2011, I also picked another Igbo man. And in 2023, I also picked another Igbo man. And I have always said that I will be a stepping stone to an Igbo presidency. Because there is no zone alone in this country that can produce a president on its own. I have always told my Igbo compatriots, I said, look, you negotiate for power. You don't fight for it. You negotiate for it. So, for anybody to think, that I have anything against Labour, I think Peter was in a rush. You know why I say he was in a rush? When the campaign started, and our PDP governors sat down and said they must produce the president amongst them. They must produce a vice president amongst them. They must produce a chief of staff amongst them. Peter got scared and left. I did not get scared. I stood up against the governors. When we formed this PDP, some of them perhaps were in secondary school or university. So why should I be afraid? So I stood up and I fought them. They fought me, yes, and I fought them. And I won the primaries. So if he was there, nothing could have stopped him from becoming, a running mate. Because I had the right to choose whoever I wanted, as my running mate. So the question of whether I would work with Peter or not, whether Peter wounded PDP, yes, to some extent he did. Because all the votes he carried, there are PDP votes in the South, and the Southeast. So that's true. But that's politics anyway. But whether he will achieve his objective, by that or not, that is left to God to decide. So the next is the issue of judiciary. For those of you who don't read, because I know you young people now, it's only computer on the phone, everything. You don't read textbooks. You must remember that I took my boss, the sitting president, to court 11 times. 11 times from trial court up to Supreme Court. I swear, if there is a Quran here, I swear I never saw any judge from the trial court up to the Supreme Court. And yet I got judgments against a sitting president. Do you think it is possible today to do it? No. Abba, let us tell ourselves the truth, madam. "11 times from trial court up to Supreme Court. Wallahi, I never saw a single judge. I've got judgment at the trial court, I've got judgment at the appeal court, and I've got judgment at the Supreme Court. That's why I said, how will I do this? And that's why I decided to publish a book called Landmark Constitutional Cases, the Atiku cases, for those constitutional law students. So, I cannot say whether it is the same judiciary or not until I test them.
I'll save you the rest. I think you've heard enough, if I must confess. But let me tell you something. I'm not trying to say you shouldn't be optimistic. There's going to be different dramas. There's going to be different breaking news. There's going to be some buzz headlines. Until it happens, right? I can tell you this. The Nigeria factor, those who planned the rigging for Tinubu, they planned all the way. I can promise you that for free. The system that got exposed, this corrupt system that I've been telling you all about all this while, right? That some of you are beginning to actually understand why. The system that allowed them to do this rigging, yeah, that we've seen the videos, seen all of these evidences, right? Put them together, take them to that same court. The same system is planned all the way. They are going to do swearing in for Kolu on the 29th of May. Of course, a lot of you are going to be hooked on the court case. The reason why we know one fight is because of the court. Somebody said that first, Peter B will lose the INEC will rig the election and they will declare Tinubu. Then after that, DSS will arrest Tinubu on the day of inauguration because they will declare, come on, see, I know a lot of people are painting different scenario in your head, okay? Shori Oro Nigeria, when it comes to Nigeria, the worst is over for these criminals. Everything right now is under control for them until you have to prove us wrong again. Protest to revolution or fighting this or that to every other thing. You are just going to be part of the drama until they will wear you out. You see that energy until they wear them out. And you will no longer be interested. It is Nigeria factor, my dear brother. Again, it is not to discourage you because I have probably never walked in your shoes, okay? The system that did this, it is not by happenstance. It is not by accident. It was all planned. Now that there was no uproar after it, everything else is under control. Ask Wiki. He said, my contract with Kolu is over. The power has returned to the southern Nigeria. That's what they wanted. I have stopped Atiku. Now, we can pretend that nothing happened. Yeah, Wiki. He was in Ibadan. Do you want to hear that?
These very important projects. I'm not surprised with the performance of Sheyi Makinde. You can only belong to G5, stand your feet on the ground because you know what you are doing. It's only those who are afraid, who have nothing to offer, that cannot stand firm and be bold and take a decision and say that we must put things right. It doesn't matter who is involved. Their governor has shown that he has the capacity, has shown he's a man he can depend on, has shown that he's a man that will not tolerate complete slavery. I'm happy he's one of those that have made history by making sure power shifts to the south. I have told people that those who fight for change, those who fight for revolution, may not be direct beneficiaries of that fight. But today, history has it that all of us now are aware that when power finishes from the south, it will go to the north. When it finishes from the north, it will come to the south. So it does not need to be written in any constitution at all before it is implemented. And I thank Nigerians for standing firm to see that this materialized. See, you've done quite a number of things. Somebody has said here that you are humble. Your own humility is infectious, but you are very dangerous. You're very humble. Very dangerous. And so you should like people like me who will talk than somebody who is not talking. When you see his action, you say, is this Sheyi really? So let me expose you to the people. Be careful that he doesn't talk. When he bites you, I don't think there's any doctor that will be able to bring you out. What you've done today, somebody may ask, why is he doing this? He's the governor of Oyo State. He wants the economy of his people to improve. Look at the airport, the VIP lounge. These things are supposed to be the responsibility of the federal government. Look at the airport road, named after our elder statesman. It's supposed to be the responsibility of federal government. I've heard the regional manager saying that he wants more. He wants more. Tell federal government to refund the state the money they have invested here. Or they should hands off and hand over the airport to them. Hand over the airport to them. You cannot be spending state money at the same time you are the one controlling the airport. That is not. And that's what we're talking about. True federalism. That's what we're talking about. Restructuring. Certain things that federal government giving to themselves, but will not perform anyone. All they do at the end of every month, collect the highest percentage of the funds, and then begin to do all kinds of things. I thank God Supreme Court today has told them that the old money remains valid till December. So if you still have your old money, use it. The highest court of the land has said so. Too bad for the governor of Central Bank. He has no choice. There's no any other directive that will override the judgment of Supreme Court. So I'm happy. You have said that today will be the first day, which is history making, where an aircraft will take fuel from this airport.
I mean, just so you know anyway. So it's also a long stretch, and I don't think some of you have the patience listening to him blabbing about and all that. Okay, got to a stage where he said, our contract has finished with Kolu. So Sheyi Makinde is now on the 11th, right? It's now PDP all the way. Anyway, talking about Lagos, okay, and talking about, I mean, you know that Lagos has been ruled for 24 years by APC. By the way, it is also known as the most dangerous city to raise a child or raise a family or to live in as well in the whole of Africa. I didn't make that up. Now, it is a system that serves the interest of a servitude, opportunist, and then, you know, freeloaders like the guy like this lady you have on your screen. Now, look at this lady. She is a product of Tinubu's political academy. She is a member of Lagos State House of Assembly. Ladies and gentlemen, right, 2.5 years ago, when the pandemic struck, and almost everyone felt the pang, as people were, you know, dying. under that dreaded disease, virus, so to say. These guys were cashing out. I'll tell you, right? The whole world started contributing money to supposed poor countries. So Nigeria government received donation that was over $5 billion. Put everything together, Naira and dollar and euro and everything. Over $5 billion. They were supposed to use that money to support the Nigerians that have been locked up. The lockdown, rather. Lockdown. COVID-19 lockdown. So, then NSAS happened. When NSAS happened, and this guy on your screen, Maazi Ade Gator, Governor Point and Kill, Sonwe-Iku, by the way, who invited the soldiers to shoot at the Lagos residents, the young people protesting at the time, and they shot the old toll gate. When they did that, 2 days after that, the entire Nigeria political, secrets got exposed, and Lagos states and Lagosians were not spared. Okay? Palliative meant for poor people have been either locked up in different warehouses or already shared to APC, Egbekegbe party leaders, including the governor, deputy governor, commissioners, personal advisors, assistants, House of Assembly members, and shockingly or not, or maybe not so shockingly, the Oba Lagoon, former police officer, a criminal police officer who became the king in Lagos, appointed by Kolu Tinubu. So that they find palliative inside Oba's palace. That they store money inside coffin. Including medicals, including small medicals that you could give to people like paracetamols and some painkillers and all that stuff. Charity organizations that are visiting Lagos Island, all of the donated charity stuff that were supposed to be given to people, they found them inside the palace of Eleko Akinolu Oba Lagoon. They were not found by other people than the young people, the children of Lagos Island. You remember the video and all that? The same criminals who did all of that are today shouting, "Our Lagos, our Lagos, our Lagos, our Lagos." It's all right. Okay, it's okay. People love their chains, and then I just wish they have the numbers. As much as they are thugs, illiterate, miseducated, uneducated, right? And they're fitting into that army, obviously, right? They are just the same victims of the same people they want to defend. And it's all right. It's just that don't point fingers at other people while you are defending people who put you in the same mess. Let's be for real, right? 3 years ago, one after the other, right? Palliative in Lagos, so richest state in Nigeria, led by Tinubu Kolu, as well as his mentally deranged, political office holders, drug addicts. I didn't say all of these things, right? They are just there. They are public records, okay? Let me take you back 3 years ago to that same Lagos, same Lagos.
See them. Everybody is carrying. Even military too, they carry. Are you seeing them? Now they are. Oh God, Nigeria. Well, me, I've already carried my own, no.
Here you get. Nigerians are also like their leaders. Here you get. Somebody told me a story. He said it was actually a joke, but it's real, right? Somebody said that somebody was complaining that, man, you see this country, this Nigeria. This country can never be good again. Baba, what happened? Calm down. What happened? Can you believe that in this same country, that some people are working to make better? Some other people are working to destroy. Baba, what happened? Tell us what happened. You see, somebody walked into my store and made a huge purchase. How is that a problem? Wait now. And they paid me. I said, how much? I said, they ordered the goods worth over 280,000 naira. Well, that's good. Is that not a good thing? Well, it's meant to be good. And they paid me cash. Oh, lucky you. What happened? But can you believe that? That person paid me 280,000 naira cash, and 250,000 of that money is fake money. Oh my God. 250,000 fake money. I'm so sorry. This country can never be great again. I agree with you. How could anybody walk into somebody's shop and pay with fake money? How about the fake money? Do you have the fake money? Can I see them? No. Why? What happened? I've spent them to another person. Oh, you've spent the money. Of course. Do you want me to keep fake money? I have to spend it and buy other things too. Is that not how it goes round? Until it stops at someone who can't change the money, and that will be the one who will cry longer. Nigerians don't hate crimes, okay? Let me tell you this. Majority of Nigerians, they don't hate criminals or crime, oppression or oppressors. They don't hate them. They're just not happy that they are not the ones doing the oppression. If you actually ask deep down. So people need something to justify their own bias and prejudices and all that, which is also okay. But when you are caught, come on, stop pointing fingers and say, what about you? You unko? Are you a saint? Are you holy? People just need somebody to justify their own criminal life. Do you get that? Right? Politicians who claim to be working for them, looting them, and then a few months or few years later, they want to be like them. Trust me, 3 years ago, the same people that will tell you that our Lagos, see, now fake, now expired food that was supposed to have been given to them months back that they only discovered when hunger pushed all of them outside their homes.
Warehouse lélẹ̀ yìí o lọ́dọ̀ wa ó ti já warehouse o àwọn boys ń pààrọ̀ lọ́wọ́ báyìí o owó tí mátámásá wọ́n ń pààrọ̀ lọ́wọ́ báyìí o ọlọ́run nísọ̀rọ̀ bí ṣeré o ó wà nílẹ̀ bí wọ́n lè kó tán wọ́n lè kó tán ó sì wà nínú o géètì ló sì ń já lọ́wọ́ báyìí o ó wà nínú o. Àwọn bọ́ọ̀sì pààrọ̀ lọ́wọ́ báyìí o. Gbogbo COVID-19 lọ ti já àwọn ẹ̀rí sí báyìí o. Gbogbo COVID-19 lọ ti já sí ìgbà kíkọ́ fún fọ́nrán yàn. Wọ́n jẹ́ kí o. Àwọn bọ́ọ̀sì já báyìí o.
They are the same people who are now shouting our Lagos anyway, yeah? Let me show you another one. I think this.
They have never back up. See this one, they carry the rock. Oh, more.
Our Lagos. If Tinubu did not develop Lagos, these people will come here and they will be shouting here. If these people, they come here to take over our land. They want to come but these same people are the same treating you. They are treating you like slaves in your land. Can't you see that? Your children are not being given a good and proper education. Your young people are not being given proper opportunities to explore jobs, things that should make them feel human. I mean, come on. They should go to Anambra. Do you actually listen to how you are sounding? Do you? No? Because I remember in that same period, though, some people choose not to give their own palliative to government in Lagos State, as corrupt as they are. For example, the people that you claim were coming to take over your land. On record, though, they did this, especially in Alabama International, right? Take a look. I mean, in that same Lagos, that same year, it was a very terrible one. I mean, they shot people because they are carrying bag of rice, honestly. Yeah, they killed people for carrying bag of rice, carrying a box of noodles. Because they were locked down for months. Nobody gave a damn. Politicians have shared their palliatives. They have rebranded them. That lady was actually using some of them as souvenir for our own birthday party. Like, it was boldly written on those cartons, not to be sold. But my mama still package them as palliative or molomo. COVID-19. Boldly written on it. On them, COVID. And today, because of Kolu, people are actually making threats like this. Look at this guy.
Oh my God, this is Lagos. I'm telling you, tell your governor, whatever you are, be anything. Labor. Toba binyure. Ewa dibo fun labor leko. This is Lagos, oh. This is Lagos. Sheno lori ibu ni. Tribalism kill you there. If them born you people well, come and vote for labor in Lagos. It's either Sanwo-Olu or nobody. Labor for this Lagos, Emma labor kuni. Ni sorire. You this tribal bigot. Come vote. Send a bad in name. If them born your mama well, come be Lagos State Governor. Ever show for money.
You know they've gotten the federal power now. All of you should be. You better brace up. Brace up. Oh. Are you with me? Because at this point, I don't think. I don't think anybody can save anybody at this time. Let's go perish. Go just perish. Let them perish. Okay. So sad. This is going to be your reality. I'm so sorry. Take a look at this too.
Orúkọ tèmi ni Gani Ayinde ọmọ Oyedepo tí mo máa wọ́n sí Zagaza. Adúpẹ́ lónìí pé à ń ṣàjọyọ̀ àwọn ilé ọ̀gá olú ọmọ Èkó kan Àyìndé kan. Ṣé rí kan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ni pé inú mi dùn. Ṣé gbogbo àwọn tó bú wa kọ́ máa bú wa. Àmọ́ àwọn kan wà tó bá bú wa Ọlọ́run á bí wọn. Ẹ máa orúkọ Kẹ́mi Afọlábí jáde jà sí rédèrèdè náà dọ̀rọ̀dọ̀ tí ò jẹ́ kankan nú ayé. Ìyẹn ń bú àwa. Àwọn onísọ̀rọ̀ Ọlọ́run máa bí. Àbẹ̀ní àbádùn ni tí ò mọ eré ṣe. Tó ti lè kó ní English film yẹn tí ẹ náà sọ̀rọ̀ sí wa ìyẹn onídọ̀tí èèyàn àwọn tó nífẹ̀ẹ́ aṣíwájú àwọn ló wá ṣe rálì fún Olúọmọ kò sí pé owó Olúọmọ fi pè wọ́n gbogbo àwọn tó wá pátá kò sí owó Olúọmọ fi pè wọ́n nífẹ̀ẹ́ Ọlọ́run lára aṣíwájú ni wọn ò wá bó Olúọmọ ṣe torí aṣíwájú ni wọ́n wá ń sọ̀rọ̀ kó wọ́n lè fún yàn 100,000 mọ́ èkì sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ tí bá sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ wà á kọ̀ lọ kú dànù olóòrùn ìkọ́lé kan wá sọ ni pé ẹ̀yin méjì ẹ má pàdé mi o Àdúnyàdé àti wèrè tó pèrè ní Kẹ́mi Afọlábí ẹ sáà fi wálé àjọwádé station ni lójọ́ tí bá ti mú ẹ wà á mọ̀ èmi ò ní ju gbogbo àwọn tẹ̀ ń sọ yẹn ó ti yẹ ó ti ẹ̀ dídí pé kíní kan wọ́n máa kó ẹ lọ́gbọ́n àwájọ lọ station gbogbo àwọn ló fẹ́ máa fi ta yín lórí kíní oníbàjẹ́ fún gbogbo aṣíwájú máa túlù ṣe ìlú ìdẹ́ máa da àwọn afọwọ́sọ̀wà pé aṣíwájú máa túlù yìí ṣe ó ti yẹ orúkọ tèmi ò ní padà ẹ ṣáà mọ̀.
Now so, is going to be. Those are going to be the lords above the law. If they grab any of you where they talk anyhow, including me, Mayegun, if they grab Mayegun like this, before they take me to police station, you know how they do? They will first beat the hell out of you, beat you like you won't die. They will now take you to police station and say, look at this guy, he insulted as you are, lock him up. Lock her up. That's the future you are coming to, for those who actually know them very well. For those who have been forced to go and pay respect to these characters across Lagos, so all of you, suit and tie. Yeah. So many of you are under all of these guys. There are many of you that where you wanted to have your business, if they don't give their blessing, even if they give you certificate from Abuja, you no go do that business anywhere. Trust me. If you want build any house anywhere in Lagos, if you don't pay these miscreants, or get cleared by them and their surrogates, you know they build any house. Even if your papa na commissioner of police, they will tell you to go and pay them. Trust me. That is the life there in Lagos that some of you are secretly living with. And then when your bigoted mind covers your face, you started spitting and spewing gibberish that you have been so accustomed to. I have one advice for you. Listen, don't be like Mayegun. It is my own kind of hobby, right? To break down all of the political happenings, the players, and what they are doing on here. Don't be like Mayegun. As it is, in fact, hang on, there's actually one I want to share too before I continue. As some of them are doing what they are doing as we speak, yeah? The Igbos in Lagos, they call them the Ohanese Igbo. They have decided to go and pay homage to Kolu. And they just have to. They've got their businesses, they've got their houses that they didn't get from forcing anybody to leave their land and all that, okay? So they had to go and pay homage to Kolu earlier. Mind you, take a look. They just had to. Sure you get now. So, what I wanted to say there is that don't be like Mayegun. Okay? It's my job to do political analysis, political this or that, keep you updated and all that. Don't spend your day and night on social media. Make your number count. Okay? It's not by threatening people or intimidating them and all of that. That didn't work. See your man. He has started dressing like Igbo, as if to say, now the Igbos voted against him in Lagos. He has called them to a dinner. Come, let's have a dinner together. Here you get. As if to say, now the Igbos voted against him in Lagos. He's still being advised wrongly. You are still doing your WhatsApp meeting, telling everybody with your blind bigotry, you are telling everybody that they must stop the Igbos. But when you look at all of those who participated in your elections, right? As much as you try to cut them off, from the data collected, Baba, over 80% of them are Yorubas. Honestly. Or just nothing to do with Igbo, what do you call it? Igbo heritage or what have you in Lagos. But you are still parroting these Igbos, bigotry. These Igbos, you are disgracing us on social media. You these Olori Brukus. I want you to put all your mouth into something like a number. I know what you are relying on is threatening people, using violence, buying voters. But what I want to see is that at least for the first time, here you get, leave social media. Go and vote for Sonweiku. Stop making him feel good on when he reads all your posts on social media. Stop attacking people. Here you get. It's not working. Have you not noticed? You threatened people. As much as you are claiming to be the owners of Lagos, 22 million people in Lagos, so only 200,000 people voted for Kolu. Valid vote, so that means threatening people, intimidating them. It's not working. And it's not likely going to work for you as well on Saturday. Except if you triple or quadruple it. But again, I just believe that it's not working, in my own opinion. The guy that they said that, I don't have his image or anything about him anyway, but some of you probably know him better, yeah? So the guy is a Lagosian. in Papa, then trace in Papa to as far back as 1880. You dey hear me? When Lagos was there, a trading colony or a trading post for the British Directorate at the time. There was no Nigeria. Here you get. Because of politics, so some of these Agberus from Okera, Okeho, Iragbeji, as well as all these places, so they are now planting this called the seed of tribalism, bigotry, Yoruba this, Yoruba versus Igbo, Igbo versus Yoruba, Yoruba. Always on the election time, don't wait till they pay you so that you don't come back later and be looking for people to attack the shop to lock up. You are locking their shops. Do you not even like learn? You are locking them out of their shop for not voting for APC. Their fellow traders, you are opening the shops for the Yorubas, those who are non-Igbos. Are you actually thinking? Are you? Of course you are not. Just hope you not come back here in a few days and start lamenting like this in your WhatsApp group, okay? Go out and vote. Do the number. Go. Violence may not work for you again, no. It didn't work for you then. It won't work again, no. The way I'm saying it, oh. I'm just saying, I'm just observing. But how could you be threatening people in a democracy that they should do? Like, normal.
Almost all of you. And your betrayal, many betrayals. Many things. So I can share for the boy. I company láyàrá yín kò dẹ̀ rọ̀ lára yín náà. Bí oníyà ni gbogbo yín. Ẹ jẹ́ lọ jáwọ́ nínú òṣì yìí. Kó má gba ìlú mọ́ yín lọ́wọ́.
Wèrè tó sọ̀rọ̀ sí tó sọ pé àwọn APC agent wo àwọn tó jẹ́ leader gọgọgọgọ ò lọ bá wọn ṣé owó tó ní kọ́kọ́ fáwọn ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ gan wọn kò fún wọn dípò bóyá agent àbí àwọn aráàta ṣé labour tó ń wọlé ṣé ó náwó ni ṣé ó náwó dẹ̀ jẹ́ ká sọ̀rọ̀ tọrọ síbi tọrọ wa kí ni wọ́n kọ́ fáwọn agent tí wọ́n fi jíṣẹ́ ìwọ gan ṣé ò ti gbàgbàgbàgbà bóyá wọn wá rántí ẹ̀ mọ́ sí ilẹ̀kùn wa bá ẹ kó ṣì lọ́jọ́.
I should remind you, na jeje I go sit down here where everything just they fall on my laps. Sure you get, and you will come back here and be like, hey, it's always the same. It's always the same. But again, it is your business. I am just here to keep the record, Abby. Somebody like Dino probably would have to find another job. The court jester job that he's been doing for Atiku may no longer be lucrative. Okay? And from what I picked earlier from Dino, in reactions to all that happened, for your own comical relief, because I'm rounding up soon. Kennery Dino.
Fellow countrymen and women, I salute you in the course of our nation's history, and I salute you in the name of the struggle. Our country is bleeding. The soul and spirit of our nation is crying for justice, crying for righteousness, and crying for vengeance. Mahmoud Yakubu, professor, stabbed the very soul of Nigeria when he graduated from having inconclusive election in his first term. He has graduated to overvoting in his second term in office. In the first term, the PDP and opposition parties were disenfranchised and disillusioned by the concepts of inconclusive elections. The new strategy adopted by Mahmoud Yakubu now is overvoting. 90% of the states' result that was presented announced overvoting. Strongholds of the PDP, they declared overvoting and cancelled results in those areas. I have done a computation of all the overvotings recorded, amounted to over 2 million votes. But because they do not want the margin of cancelled votes to be more than the margin of winning, they reduced it to 900 and something. But it is a fallacious lie. It is a malicious lie. It will not stand. I want to announce to Bola Ahmed Tinubu that your victory is temporal and evaporative. I repeat again, your victory is temporal and evaporative. We will upturn that stolen mandate. And the battle to salvage Nigeria from these economic cankerworms and financial scavengers, from these demons in power, for us is a battle of no retreat, no surrender. We will do everything within legal means. We will do everything assisted by God Almighty to make sure that the mandate of the people freely given to Atiku Abubakar is retrieved. We spent over 400 billion naira just for a caricature show. INEC deceived Nigerians. President Muhammadu Buhari and Professor Yakubu Mahmoud, they are the greatest. Buhari and Professor Yakubu Mahmoud, they are the greatest con men that came out of Africa. The whole concept of redesigning Naira was a deception because monies were given to Bola Ahmed Tinubu and APC shared new notes across the country on election day, while PDP was starved of funds. So the issue of going to court, accusing Emefiele, was all part of the scam, was all part of the drama, was all part of deception, a grand style of deception against Nigerians. But I want to warn that this is not the end. This is not the end. Justice at the end of the day shall prevail, because weeping may tarry for until night, but joy cometh in the morning. The Holy Book said, shall we continue in sin and ask grace to abound? We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. I call on all PDP supporters all over the country and all lovers of democracy not to allow this to stand in an unjust society.
It is smoke Igbo. It is take Indian. It is smoke Igbo. It is take Indian.
Go, àwọn ọlọ́pàá máa kó anybody lẹ́yìn. Go, àwọn ọlọ́pàá máa kó anybody lẹ́yìn.
Right. That's Dino. There's one more thing I want to add just before we leave here, okay? Whatever you think of the elections and all of that, okay? Whatever your fear, all I have told you before now is that you should manage your expectations, right? Now, if you are to manage your expectations, some of what is happening right now, they will really kind of freak you. I can tell you a lot of you had high hope on that election. I wish I could just say I'm sorry that was a waste. A lot of you still have hope that something is going to happen. You know, and all of that I expect and all that, okay? Yeah, great. I am not here to discourage you. But do you know something? Nigeria is so bad, yeah, that there are some young people who have made career out of, right, defending every horrible thing that you might have or known to or associate with what is wrong with Nigeria right now. Do you remember this guy? This guy is in Abuja. So whenever you organize protest and say Buhari must go, he will lead a protest and say Buhari must stay. When Transparency International who are those people again? Or not Transparency International, Amnesty International. You know, you remember when Amnesty International was like, they wrote this scathing article criticizing Buhari's government and the country and all of that stuff on human rights. And then they picket the office of Amnesty International in Abuja. You know, remember that young guy? When you were doing NSAS, he also organized rally to say, the people of Abuja, bag you people. He's not from Abuja. He organized a rally and said the indigenous people of Abuja are against any rally in Abuja. That's his own career. And every day when they finish, they will share money, like to people who actually attended. That is how he made his own career in this whole mess created by APC. The guy is out with a verdict. In fact, he's no longer looking skinny like me, tiny like me anymore. He seems to have grown up to have fattened up because Boko Haram and INEC has conducted the best election that Nigeria has ever seen in their lives. Anybody that is against that election is enemy of Nigeria. Ashwaju is going to be this or that. Young people. And there are millions of them who have signed up for something like this. You can't change their mind. Stop trying.
To what INEC has been able to achieve so far so good. This is the first time in Nigeria that we have had this kind of election. And to be honest, anybody who does not appreciate what Professor Mahmoud and all the INEC have done, the person is not being fair and does not have Nigeria at heart. What we are saying is that we are coming out in solidarity to tell Professor Mahmoud that we are in support of him with the Nigerian youth. From the FCT, we have seen where he has cancelled elections, where election never hold. And we have said that, look, we understand that they are honest. And the election and the process was transparent enough for every Nigerian. Anybody questioning it does not have Nigeria at heart. We are coming in solidarity to further strengthen Professor Mahmoud that he owns Nigeria. There's a legacy he owns Nigeria. He must leave a legacy. I want to remind him that after man, there is God who he will answer to. And today, we want him to understand that the mandate of Nigerians, their thumbprint will be a curse if he does not stand on his word. The thumbprint of Nigerians will be a curse to him and his generation if he does not stand and support Nigerians for what they have done. Whatever Nigerians have voted, declare the result within your conscience and your God. Am I speaking your mind? Yes.
Lomo. Before, no, his voice was like so tiny, like that of mine, like somebody wasted they look for. But now he's a big boy. He drives nice car now, like for real. That's his own career. Protester for hire. If you need protesters for hire in Abuja, what do they call him? I think he has a name. Somebody said Ijele. I don't know if that's his name. I don't know his name. But he's a popular face, okay? If you are looking for those who are like, telling you that you are wrong, you are not paying attention. Buhari has done so well. If not for Buhari, all of you go on the Kirimanje of Nigeristan. Now, Buhari kept you safe. And, there are characters like that. Where do you start from? Without messing up with your own mental health. Where do you think you're going to start from? You have to deal with those with guys like that. I'm just saying, they are there and they will always be there. But in the words of Professor Lumumba,
I did not go to school that I vote individuals because they come from my ethnic group. Tell me their agenda on health, their agenda on agriculture, so that if I vote for them, it should just be coincidental that we come from the same ethnic extraction. You have been given an opportunity to elect. You elect a hyena to take care of goats, and then when the goats have been eaten, you wonder why. I did not.
You have elected a hyena to take care of the goats, and when the goats goes missing or the hyena eat the goats, you are wondering why. Anyway, thank you very much for your time this evening. I wish I could take some calls, but I'm going to see you some other time. Okay. And if you have spent your evening this far with me, I advise that don't forget to leave your own offering, like the broadcast, okay? And I'm going to see you some other time. So until then, stay safe and good night. I'm so sorry. I believe you all feel like, no, come on, Mayegun, don't go. I know. I'll see you some other time. Okay? Good night.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Mayegun Diary political.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá ti ń darí bá.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Aṣòfin ti ń rúfin o.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Mayegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Mayegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
ha kì máa yí ṣeré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀ kì máa yí ṣeré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀ ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣà ìtú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀gọ̀ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti dọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà àìsíwọ̀lú ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì o ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.